ladies and gentlemen, from New York City, Garry Moore.
Welcome home, and on this edition of To Tell the Truth, we're starting with a gentleman who is going to astound and amaze you. He has perfected a trick which has been proclaimed as the trick most talked about in magic circles in the last 100 years. He'll show you the trick, too, as soon as we show you the panel here on To Tell the Truth.
Bill Cullen. Peggy Cass. Mitzi Russell. And Kitty Carlisle.
Well, I must say, Miss Carlisle and Miss Cass.
Hi.
What was it, a big sale?
We didn't know we were each wearing.
We had no idea.
Yes, Maxine and Laverne are with us today, as well as Bill Cullen is here, and as a special, well, we can't call him a special guest, old friend, constant buddy, and man of many magic metaphors, Nipsey Russell.
Hey, hey! With so many people out of work and unemployment reaching such peak, we should put the recession on television and they'd cancel it in 13 weeks.
On the nose. Now, let us meet our man of magic.
Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Walter Blaney.
Number two.
My name is Walter Blaney.
Number three.
My name is Walter Blaney.
And here is the hocus pocus history of Walter Blaney. He says, I, Walter Blaney, am a magician. Known as Zaney Blaney, I have performed such tricks as the vanishing bird cage and the disappearing shirt. But what I really like to do is to keep young ladies up in the air. The hard way, by levitation. 10 years ago, I invented the anti-gravity board, which permits me to suspend a person in midair. It has confounded all the magicians in the world, and according to trade magazines, it's the most talked about trick in the past 100 years. I perform this levitation all over the world, and after my true identity is revealed, I will suspend Miss Kitty Carlisle in midair.
Yeah.
Right here on the stage.
Yeah.
To tell the truth.
Yeah, crazy.
Signed, Walter Blaney. Here you go, Kitty. Fly now, pray later. We'll be right back. This is not forgotten that we have across from us three gentlemen, all claiming to be Walter Blaney, a master magician who is going to levitate our Miss Carlisle a little later in the show. So inasmuch as he's going to levitate her, we might as well get to know her. Kitty, why don't you start the question?
Thank you, Garry. Now, you know I love this game, and I always question the contestants with enormous interest. But this time, I have a special interest.
Yes.
Number one, exactly. Number one, have you ever heard of Saint Teresa of Avila?
No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
And number two, do you know what happened to Saint Teresa of Avila?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Well, I must tell you that she levitated herself. Number three, is that easier than what you're going to do?
No, I'm going to levitate you on this show today.
And number two, is your board safe?
Yes, it's safe.
And number one, does it have a cushion underneath in case I fall down?
You won't fall down.
You promise?
I promise.
What, are there wires attached to this?
No, there are no wires
Is there
attached.
insurance?
Thank you.
I'm fascinated by this. What, she levitated herself?
Herself, yes, yes.
She was a mystic.
Like a magician disappearing up his own sleeve. I never quite heard of that. Bill Cullen.
We tried very hard on the show to get St. Teresa Avalon, but she's on the Johnny Carson show tonight, so it was so kidding. Number 2, why do they call you Zaney Blaney?
I do an act that has comedy in it. It's a
And
fun act.
Number 1, it is mentioned here that this has confounded magicians all over the world. Now, tell me, have the magicians tried to find out, number 1, how you do this?
Yes, they have.
And how have you kept this a secret?
I don't show it to them.
Well, no, magicians very seldom do. Number 2, it's difficult to keep a secret from other magicians. Now, what have they done to try to find out how you do this, if it is indeed, the envy of the other magicians?
They tried to maybe get backstage and see it, and we don't let them.
All right, that takes us on to Kitty. To Peggy, baby.
Number 3, are you the sole and only inventor of this?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now, number 1, who's David Henning?
David Henning is the magician. He is currently appearing in the magic show.
Thank you. Now, number 2, you said you've got a lot of comedy in here. Are you going to get a lot of laughs lifting Kitty up there?
Yes.
Just when she falls.
Just when she falls. Right. Well, poor thing. Now, number 1, you played all over the world, it says, right?
I have played in places over the world, yes.
Have you played London?
Never, no.
Paris?
No.
Number 3, where have you played? Romania? It's a small
Happens
world.
just next week. That's where it is. Nipsey?
Number 3, would you know the amazing Carl Ballantine?
No, I don't.
Number 2, would you know what's peculiar about his act that relates to no other magician's act? Carl Ballantine?
He's the fellow where the tricks don't work right.
Thank you. Number 1, have you ever performed this levitation in theater in the round in which there was an audience completely surrounding you?
No, I've not.
Still with number 1, could it be done that way? Would that destroy the illusion in some manner?
Possibly, yes.
I see. Number 3, can you tell me...
All righty, we got ourselves a bell. When we hear the bell, gentlemen, it's just as magic as anything you do. It cuts the game off. It makes it necessary now for the panel to vote and decide whether they think it's Zaney Blaney number 1 or Zaney Blaney number 2 or Zaney Blaney number 3.